Today, the Palestinian Authority spokesman in Ramallah said something utterly preposterous.
Welcome to Battleline's Journal. Please subscribe, like, and comment to stay updated with our latest news and special reports. Now, let's dive into today's coverage. Israel has found the key to ending the war in the Gaza Strip. According to the IDF, the man who will unlock the lock is Yahya Sinwar, Hamas's most senior figure. The IDF estimates that Sinwar is currently holed up in the south of the Strip. For this reason, Israeli ground, air, and naval operations continue in the streets of all settlements in the south of Gaza, especially Khan Yunis. To understand the significance of targeting Yahya Sinwar, it's essential to recognize his role and influence within Hamas. Sinwar, a co-founder of Hamas's military wing, the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam Brigades, has been a central figure in the organization's strategic and military operations. His leadership is viewed by Israel as pivotal in Hamas's ongoing conflict with the Jewish state. Sinwar's rise to prominence within Hamas came after his release in the 2011 Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange, further solidifying his position as a key player in the Hamas hierarchy. The intensification of the Israeli army's operations in these areas points to the third phase of the war. In Phase 3, Israel hopes to capture Yahya Sinwar with its armed forces and intelligence units. To this end, Israel is deploying its most elite military units in southern Gaza, since the IDF has almost complete control of the northern part of the Strip. The strategy of capturing high-ranking members of Hamas is not new. Historically, Israel has frequently targeted the leadership of Hamas and other Palestinian armed groups. This approach stems from the belief that removing top leaders can significantly disrupt the group's operations and weaken their strategic capabilities. Indeed, during the discussions about the transition to the third phase of the war against Hamas, the IDF reportedly withdrew thousands of its soldiers from northern Gaza. Close to 2 IDF divisions are operating in Khan Yunis, focusing operations on the tunnel complex beneath the city. This move indicates a shift in Israel's military tactics, underscoring the importance of the tunnel networks in Gaza, which have been used by Hamas and other militant groups for movement, storage of weapons, and launching attacks. Israel anticipates that this rotation will increase pressure on Hamas leaders, which will bring IDF military units closer to solving the problem of locating and releasing the remaining 136 hostages. The rotation will also give Israeli troops, who have been fighting in northern Gaza for a long time, a chance to rest. The situation of Yahya Sinwar is particularly precarious. Sinwar, fluent in Hebrew and familiar with Israeli society and politics, is undoubtedly aware that his responsibility for the October 7th massacre has made him Israel's public enemy number 1. He has 3 options: death, surrender, or escape. The last 2 options involve some elements of humiliation, but like any human being, Yahya Sinwar may have to choose one of these 2 options when he reaches the end of the road. The current conflict has broader implications beyond the immediate military objectives. The humanitarian situation in Gaza has been a long-standing concern, with the territory facing severe economic difficulties and shortages of essential supplies, exacerbated by the Israeli blockade. Israel's efforts to continue humanitarian aid to the residents of Gaza during the war, and even after the clashes have ended, is an important aspect of the conflict, reflecting the complex nature of the situation where military objectives, political considerations, and humanitarian needs intersect. In conclusion, Israel's main objective in this phase of the conflict appears to be the elimination or capture of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. The efforts to provide humanitarian aid to the residents of Gaza indicate an awareness of the need to address the broader humanitarian crisis in the region. The situation remains fluid, and the decisions made in the coming days will have significant implications for the future of the Gaza Strip and the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's essential to consider the broader implications of these developments. The focus on a single leader like Yahya Sinwar, while strategically significant, may not lead to a long-term resolution of the conflict. History has shown that the elimination or capture of key figures often leads to the emergence of new leaders and continued cycles of violence. A more sustainable solution would likely require addressing the underlying political, economic, and social issues that fuel the conflict. The humanitarian aspect also cannot be overlooked. The plight of the civilians in Gaza, who have been enduring the hardships of blockades and repeated conflicts, calls for an urgent and concerted international effort to alleviate their suffering and find a viable path towards peace. This situation is a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's a conflict that extends beyond military strategies and leaders, deeply rooted in historical, political, and social dimensions. As the world watches the developments in Gaza, it is hoped that the actions taken by all parties involved will lead not only to a cessation of the current hostilities, but also to a more enduring peace in the region. As we conclude today's in-depth report on the evolving situation in Israel and the Gaza Strip, we'd like to thank you for watching. If you found this coverage informative and valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support through subscriptions helps us continue to bring you comprehensive news and special reports. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Your engagement is crucial to our community and helps us grow. We look forward to bringing you more updates on this ongoing conflict. Stay informed with us.